Hey, what's up, everybody? So coming to you this morning with the Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev early preview. So this fight is on. They finalized it finally for Saturday, December 12th on DAZN. Joshua will put his unified heavyweight championship on the line, which he holds the WBA Super, the IBF, and the WBO heavyweight titles, as he takes on Kubrat Pulev, his mandatory number one contender. So we're gonna look at both fighters coming in, what they've been doing coming in. Some people may not think this is a big deal, but you know what? Anthony Joshua is. I really did some thinking the other day, and I went through the 12 divisions that I cover. I cover 122 all the way to heavyweight. And Anthony Joshua is one of only nine fighters in the sport that I think everybody wants to see fight at all times. Excuse me. That even the average boxing fan, most of them know who Anthony Joshua is. So whenever a guy like Joshua fights, you want to see him fight. So I really went over, did about 9 after tonight's fight with Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko. We might have a 10th in Lopez. You know, Lopez is very exciting. He might be one of those guys, every time he fights, you have to watch him fight. You want to watch him fight every time. And he might take that step tonight, depending on how he does. But for now, we have 9, and Anthony Joshua is definitely one of them. He's currently my number 2 heavyweight in the world right now. And, you know, Joshua he's coming in a big favorite. He is. He's the unified champ. He hasn't fought since he regained that title last December, when he soundly defeated Andy Ruiz Jr. in their rematch by a one-sided 12-round decision. You know, he came in about 15 pounds lighter than he did the first time, and he cleanly outboxed an Andy Ruiz who came in considerably heavier than their first fight. So Joshua looking to get Pulev out of the way, you know, so he can push forward towards what is a projected 2-fight contract with Tyson Fury, which we're hoping is for the undisputed heavyweight title, but at least 3 of the 4 belts will be on the line. And that really, in reality, no matter how many belts are on the line, that would be for the lineal heavyweight championship, as we would really decide who the best at heavyweight is. And that would be a huge, huge showdown right there. Top 2 heavyweights in the world. But you know, he's got to get through Pulev first. So, you know, Joshua, after what is going to be just over a year off, how's he going to do against a guy like Pulev? You know, Pulev is an older fighter. He's about, I believe he's 37, 38 years old now. Might even be close to 39. You know, I really think Joshua is coming in the heavy favorite for a reason. That, you know, his size, his power, he could really win this one, you know, by a big margin. And I think a lot of people are expecting him to. And you know what? I think he needs to look good in this fight when he beats, if he beats Pulev. He really needs to look good in doing so and be impressive, so everybody gets more interested for a showdown with Fury. I think he doesn't need to be cautious, as cautious as he was with Andy Ruiz. Different style fighter in Pulev. You know, Pulev can box, but Joshua's got that big reach. I think he needs to go and look back at the Vladimir Klitschko fight with Kubrat Pulev and what was successful for him, and kind of use the same strategy. So that's Anthony Joshua's side, the reigning heavyweight champ. Let's take a look at the other side in Kubrat Pulev, the mandatory number 1 contender. You know, he's coming in a big underdog. But Pulev has been here before. He's a veteran. He's been around. He's beaten some decent heavyweights over the years, you know. He fought Vladimir Klitschko back in, I believe it was 2014. That was his first and last title shot. And, you know, he had a little bit of success, but he got tagged, and he was wide open, and Klitschko destroyed him. I think it was a 5th round knockout. I think he got knocked down like 3 or 4 times. He just really wasn't, you know, stood no chance against Klitschko. But, you know, he's had a couple decent wins since that fight. Most notably his 12-round decision over what's his name, Fury's cousin, Huey Fury. He beat him to earn the mandatory shot. I believe that was in 2018 when he beat him, and he's been waiting around now for a couple years to get his mandatory title shot, and now it's finally here. So you know, a lot of people are going to have their eyes, and this is Pulev's, in my opinion, this is his last shot at a major title. He needs to really cash in on this opportunity and go for broke. He needs to try to get in there. He needs to try to hurt Joshua, you know, in this fight, and go for broke and go for that win, because it would be the biggest of his career. It'd be one of the biggest upsets in heavyweight history, and he'd win his first world title. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, myself included, think he's a heavy underdog going in, which he is. And, you know, when you're that big of an underdog, it's almost like a Rocky story. You got to just go for it. And Pulev, I'm not sure if, you know, because he's one of those classic, you know, European fighters. He boxes well, got decent power, nothing too, you know, nothing too much to worry about unless he catches you completely on the button. You know, he can counterpunch, but he's not a big mobile guy, and you saw that when he fought Klitschko 6 years ago. So, you know, the big, you know, that's the big question. Can he hang with younger Joshua? Can he avoid getting hit enough to do something big? He hasn't fought since November of last year in Fresno. I was actually at that fight against veteran but little-known Rydell Booker. He got a very workman-like 10-round decision in that fight. So, you know, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how he looks, and if he can prove to everybody that he's legit. You know, it's a mandatory fight. Joshua has to fight him, and now his moment is here. So we're gonna see if he can cash in on it. But should be good. Heavyweight championship, unified world title. Joshua has Tyson Fury lined up, and I believe if Pulev were to pull off the upset, since he's with Top Rank, he probably faces Tyson Fury next. So we'll see what goes down, but you know, big prizes for the winner here. Not just heavyweight belts, but a shot against Tyson Fury to determine the #1 heavyweight in the world, and a lot riding on the line in this fight taking place December 12th on DAZN. So that's it. That is the Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev unified heavyweight title preview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.